Howdy, Mark Serbu, gun designer, gun nut. I've pretty much given up on getting my huge, involved, very long analysis video done anytime soon. So I've just decided I'm going to go piecemeal. Give you one little bit at a time. First and foremost, it wasn't a case head separation. Alright, thanks for watching. Catch you next... Oh, well, wait a minute. I guess you probably at least want an explanation, so let's start with terminology. Case head separation. The case head separates from the rest of the case. Pretty self-explanatory. Anyone who's reloaded for any length of time has probably encountered it, and it's usually not a big deal. In fact, most times you don't even know that it's happened until you try to extract the cartridge and only a part of it comes out. Of course, there is one notable and fairly well-known exception. The M2 machine gun, the Ma Deuce. We'll take a look inside at the unique mechanism, and I'll show you the features that can allow case head separation to really ruin your day with this gun. When you pull this sucker back, you got access to the barrel right there. Let's hold this open with a shell. You know what? Here we go. Now here we take a look at the infamous T-slot. So here's this slot right on the bolt face that securely holds the cartridge by the rim. So that's the first feature that can make a case head separation so bad in this gun. How so? Well, because you don't even need a barrel to fire the round. As long as that bolt is all the way forward and you pull the trigger, that's going off. Because it's got everything it needs. It doesn't need the barrel for support for the cartridge. It's holding it by the rim, and there's a firing pin in the bolt. You pull the trigger, it goes off. Barrel or not. But firing without a barrel just isn't done, and that's not the worst case scenario. The worst case scenario is if you've got the barrel screwed in, but you don't quite have it screwed in all the way. There are headspace and timing gauges you're supposed to use to set these guns up, and every now and then somebody gets it wrong. With a little bit of excessive headspace, you'll probably never know it. But then at a certain amount of excessive headspace, you'll get a case head separation, and then the gun will stop. And then just a little beyond that, you got the ruin your day scenario. At a certain point, the headspace is large enough that the solid base of the cartridge protrudes from the barrel far enough that the case walls are no longer supported. This allows the internal pressure in the case to escape into the action, likely causing a lot of damage and no doubt blowing parts off the gun. Kind of like this. Okay, so now you're all familiar with case head separation, and you know how bad excessive headspace is in the M2 machine gun. By the way, it almost took them 100 years, but they finally got a quick change barrel system for the Ma Deuce that doesn't change the headspace. So what's all this got to do with the RN50? Like most normal guns, the RN50 has what's called fixed headspace. That means that the distance between the breech face and the barrel face, shown here as .200, that never changes. Something else that never changes is the fact that you've got this almost 3/8 of an inch thick brass plug stuck in the barrel. So even if you could somehow have a case head separation in this gun, nothing's going to happen. That brass plug is still going to be there even if it's not attached to the rest of the cartridge. It's going to keep any pressure from coming out. There is one situation in the RN50 where you can have a case head separation and allow chamber pressure to be vented into the cap. And that's a situation where the action's already failed and the cap is in the process of blowing off of the gun. But realize that that case head separation is incidental to what caused the accident. Anytime a breech of a gun fails, you're going to get a case head separation. And why is that? That's simple, sort of simple physics and math that we'll go into some other time. So did you get it? Did I make my point? Was it clear enough? Bottom line, you can't have a case head separation in the RN50 that'll blow the gun up. The only way you could have something with the ammunition leaking pressure into the breech and having it blow up is if, first of all, you had a cartridge that was complete, like just nothing there, like holes in it, and then you'd need an extremely overpressured round. So you'd need a defective, crappy round with the holes all drilled in the base of it, and you need huge pressure, which we are going to see in an upcoming video sometime in the probably distant future, but that'll be interesting to see. Well, thank you folks for watching. As usual, I appreciate it. Wouldn't be here without you, right? I'd be doing something else like making guns. Spoiler alert, It wasn't anything to do with a slap round and a muzzle brake. Also, it had nothing to do with lack of cap vents. Stay tuned.